Now, recently discovered oil reserves in the eastern Mediterranean look set to become the latest point of tension in the troubled region. At least 4 major competitors are staking their claim. Israel, Lebanon, Turkey and Cyprus all want a peace, but with no clearly defined maritime borders, the fight could be lengthy, bitter and even bloody. RT's Paula Sleer takes a closer look.
Prayers a long time in coming.
I've been begging for a year. Please, Lord, don't let me down. Don't let me down.
And finally, Jackie Malesha's prayers have been answered. The oil company he's invested in reportedly hitting bingo underground.
We're still talking about the largest amount of oil ever to be discovered in the state of Israel.
There's a joke in Israel that when Moses led the Jews out of Egypt, he took a wrong turn on his way to the Promised Land, bringing them to the one spot in the Middle East that has no oil. But that punchline might need to change, because it seems that Moses might not have been so wrong after all.
In 2009, Israel announced the discovery of a first major natural gas field off its coast. But the most recent reports from the giant Leviathan natural gas site off the coast of Haifa point to a potential 4 billion barrels of black gold.
We will be able to base our future energy on gas. It will be less expensive, which is highly important. From political point of view, we shall be less dependent on the import of foreign oil.
But it's not only Israel laying claim to the reserves. Greek Cyprus, Turkey and Lebanon also say the oil's theirs. And while international law allows a country to drill in the so-called continental shelf off its coast, the fact that Israel and Lebanon have never agreed on maritime boundaries makes it unclear where Israel ends and Lebanon begins.
I know that Lebanon has its version of where it thinks the borderline will pass if and when we ever negotiate. And I know that Israel has its own version of where the line passes, but they're not in agreement on where that line is.
And because the two countries are enemy states, there's unlikely to be any agreement anytime soon. Both have threatened to go to war over the issue.
Obviously, this is an Israeli company, and as an Israeli company, and it's will not be allowed to enter into Lebanese territory or will have any further connection with exploration of Lebanese gas.
Lebanon filed a complaint with the United Nations after Israel placed floating markers extending 2 miles into the sea. And weighing in on the conflict, Hezbollah.
Hezbollah is the major political actor in Lebanon, and it is strongly supported from the outside by Syria and Iran. And it would seem if we take Hezbollah's statements and public position seriously, which we ought to, they have an interest in fomenting activity, creating tension.
Israel has the upper hand for now. It's already struck a deal with Cyprus and is preparing to start extraction, while Lebanon still needs to sort out the boundaries of its economic zone with Cyprus and Syria. And it will be years before it has the evidence it needs to show that Israel's fields extend into Lebanese territory. Paula Sleer, RT, Tel Aviv.